Oh, yeah. For those on YouTube, they see these roses were flashing.
I'm going to keep it in my mouth the whole episode. How does that sound? That sound okay?
Aye.
I feel like we're going to be obnoxiously happy this episode.
Yeah.
And I'm all here for it.
Go Utes!
We are the champions, my friend.
These roses smell good, don't they?
Smells so...
Smell that rose.
I don't sound as good as Freddie Mercury, but we're the champions. Oh my gosh.
I blasted that song after. Blasted it.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Utah football fans, we are Pac-12 champions.
Woo!
Couldn't have done it without you. Could not have done it without you.
Hey, Whittingham thanked all of us.
It's true.
He said thank you to the fans.
You're going to get a thorn in your side of your head with that thing,
but
dude.
it's worth it. How does
Smell
that?
the
How does that
roses,
look?
Man,
baby.
it smells.
Is that
That
okay?
rose smelled good.
We could just do this all day.
I could. I've been waiting for this.
I mean, if you've been with us all year, you know the drill. Like, subscribe. If you're new to us, welcome.
Welcome.
Where have you been all year? But we're glad you're here for this episode because this is a fun one.
This is going to be a good one.
Pac-12 champions. Did you see it?
Gosh.
Hey, we saw it. We kept the faith, by the way. Anyone who's listened to this thing for the last several months, though it was looking ugly, we kept the faith. And here we are. Here we are. It reality, baby.
When I heard Bill Riley say it, we were leaving the stadium listening to the post game, and he said, Utah is Pac-12 champions. It was like a whole chill went through my body. It was like
Body shivers.
Man, isn't it sweet?
Oh,
It's surreal in a lot of ways. Especially, I mean, when you think, you're right, you think back, we were 1-2, had just lost to two nobodies, and going into conference play, and you're sitting here going, this could get bad. This could get real ugly. It could be a 6-6 kind of year if we're lucky. But all the credit to this team
here we are.
coming together,
Absolutely, man.
galvanized. It's just enjoy it. Enjoy
We went
the
9
heck
and
out of
1.
it.
We went 9 and 1.
9 and 1.
We went 9 and 1
And the one was
when we were 1 and 2.
the one was to Oregon State, who they beat us.
They
Yeah, they played amazing.
They played
beat us
amazing
that night, but
But
hey,
outside of that,
fantastic.
thick boy, baby.
Oh man, we've been waiting years for
Thick
this.
boy magic. We have.
It's awesome.
It's Pac-12 champs. Well, let's talk a little bit about the game.
Let's do it.
I wasn't there, unfortunately.
Boo.
Boo.
You guys were there.
Loud and
Tell us
proud.
about the pre-game stuff that you saw. Any like tailgating or any pep rallies, stuff like that. I mean,
First off, it
I'm
was.
sure people listening and watching,
I'm sure people were there.
We're there, yeah.
a lot of them were.
A lot of
so
them
what
were.
What did you?
I mean, even out in the parking lots and even walking around the casinos and on the strip. it was 20-1 Utah fans.
Oh yeah.
Everywhere you went. I mean, it was just Utah fans, and you walk, go Utes, And
Sweet.
we stayed at a hotel, I don't know, 15 miles from the strip. Utah fans walking through the lobby.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, we saw a bunch of them. It was amazing. Sitting by the pool with us, Utah fans walked in. We took over Las Vegas for the weekend. It was amazing.
I mean, the coolest part. So Thursday night, we were walking along the strip. We drove down Thursday to try and avoid some of the traffic Friday.
And that rose smells good.
Smells so good. Thursday night, I mean, we saw a few Utah fans, but then Friday when we headed over there, so the team hotel was Mandalay Bay, and Allegiant Stadium's right across the freeway. What they do is they shut down the whole road so you can just walk across the freeway over to the stadium.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like a parade of just red. Red everywhere. You maybe saw like a dozen Oregon shirts. Like it was just red. And we walked over, we got over to Allegiant Stadium. That's where kind of the pep rally was. And you just kept watching this flood of people in red just coming and coming.
I mean, you would have thought that this was the Utah side to walk into the stadium, but it was just the general admission. Everyone come this way.
Yeah, because it was how you got there from the strip.
Yeah. I mean, it was just thousands of Utah fans.
So I read, maybe it was on, the capacity of attendance. The capacity of Allegiant is 65,000, and there was 56,000 was the total people, so it was 87% full. That's pretty good for a travel game from both teams.
From both teams, travel game.
Teams. So what was your percentage, do you think? I mean, I've heard everything.
It was
5-1.
It was 85%.
Oh, it's more than that.
At
More
minimum.
than that?
Yes, because
By the end, it was 95%.
Well, I'd been if an Oregon Duck, I'm out of there too.
I really do think it was 90% Utah and only 10% Oregon because Oregon had the whole sideline,
Yeah.
and we had our whole sideline where our entire sideline was just red, both lower deck, upper deck, and then all the way into the end zones. The Oregon sideline, yes, there was Oregon fans, but then there was Utah
Peppered in it.
sprinkled all in it.
And then the upper,
And they didn't even fill the whole sideline. And then the upper
was
over on
all
that
red.
side was red.
it was red up above, and then from like the 10 to the 10 was green, but with red sprinkles all through it. And then they had their band in the corner.
Yeah.
And that was
it.
That was it.
So on television, at least my system, maybe some other people had a different experience, is I couldn't really. I mean, you could hear the volume a bit of the cheering, but you couldn't really.
They must have toned it down.
Overwhelming. So
what
was it?
It was loud, and the stadium's domed. It's enclosed. So even when they came out for warm-ups and it got loud, it got loud. I mean, it was
sweet.
It was funny. Like Oregon Ducks come out and everyone's supposed to boo,
booing.
and you're kind of going, "Holy cow!" Like it's loud. And then the Utes ran out, and the place erupted. And at that point, I think everyone kind of knew, like, "Oh, this is a home game." It was a home game.
I mean, so before we walked into the stadium, there was a little pep rally just right outside there. The band came over, cheer, spirit dance team, and President Randall said a few words. Harlan said a few words just to the crowd. They had pom-poms, things like that. And then that was about an hour before kick, and everyone just kind of went inside because you wanted to see what is Allegiant Stadium.
It's a very spiritual experience going into the Raiders Stadium, wasn't it?
James cried, a
little bit.
I think he shed a tear.
Oh my gosh, that place is
it nice?
Unbelievable.
When we saw the torch for Al, which they didn't light it.
They didn't light the torch, which was,
Dang it.
I mean, they didn't turn the light switch on.
Yeah, right.
Still, that should have been.
They should have lit that.
Al. Come on.
But when you walk in, it's right there.
Right there.
So I gave it a hug, and then, I mean, it's by far the best stadium I've ever been into.
Is it cool? I mean, that black outer shell.
Oh.
Well,
it's amazing.
and then
Nice.
when we were leaving, because part of the stadium it's clear at the top, so that's really cool because when you're leaving and when it's dark, you can see all the lights. Like you can see the game happening through the stadium wall. It's really cool.
They did an amazing job.
The stadium's unbelievable, but of course, we went over there like an hour early. We went down by the field. We were yelling at the players.
Yelling at
Yogi Roth.
Clark Phillips, whose thighs, I'm not kidding.
Holy crap, that dude is ripped.
The guy's thighs are like my waist, and then his calf muscles are.
He's a small guy, but
He's got
he's ripped.
softballs in his calves. It was insane.
But like James said, finally so they had the Oregon band play, and then they had the Utah band play, and then they did the national anthem, which
Was amazing.
I have to shout out Cody Lee sang the national anthem. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He won America's Got Talent. He's from Utah. He's blind and autistic.
He's blind?
Yes.
I didn't know that
But when
until right now.
When he sits down at a piano and starts playing and singing, he's got this just unbelievable voice. So he sang the national anthem, which was just so good. And they had fireworks going off inside.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. And then,
I got like emotional. I'm not kidding.
No, it was
It was a
insane.
spiritual experience.
And then Oregon comes in, everyone's boo.
Yeah. With their with their
Duck
bird
diarrhea.
shiz uniforms that are even worse in person, by the way.
So
They're
ugly.
so bad.
And yeah, it was a home game. I mean,
Man, how
everyone
cool.
said it. You've
That's
heard
fun.
the team say it. You've heard the coaches say it. It was Rice-Eccles South. There was on Twitter, someone said he heard an Oregon say, like, did they bring the whole effing state?
Might
Pretty
as well.
much.
The amount of chatter on Twitter Thursday night, Friday morning of just the amount of people on I-15 headed south.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully
Well-
you all made it on time. I know there was some congestion in the gorge,
there
but
was a crash, but oh well. All right, let's talk game. I mean, I'm not sure what
where do you start?
what do you say in look, I'm very surprised that we dominated them like that and beat the crap out of them again.
Yeah.
To this basically the same effect. Aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all said it's not going to be the same. There's no
That was
way
a
it's going to be
1-point
the same.
difference.
No, yeah.
It was the exact same.
It was a field goal difference, is it?
It's like
I mean,
deja vu.
It literally is like the first game ended and we just went straight into the second play. Whittingham even said that they didn't change their game plan.
Why?
Why would you? And you could tell Oregon had changed some stuff. You could tell they were trying to stop the run, and Utah just said, "No,
You're not going to do that.
it was from the very beginning too. I love that. We got the ball, went down, scored a touchdown. And that just set the tone.
You know, I'm just gonna say I think I texted you during the game on that first drive.
Yes, you did.
And I mean, when Whittingham was going for it near the 50,
On fourth and
down,
one.
I thought, geez, man. I don't know, maybe the listeners, those who are watching on YouTube, but I don't think he didn't make it. Seriously, he was short. Have you watched the game yet?
I haven't watched it.
I've watched it.
It was short. Now, I understand.
Well, I
They
mean,
didn't even review
even
it,
look
but it
at
was
it.
so
I watched the ref walk up and go, boom,
okay,
first down.
Fantastic.
My I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I love the fact that Whittingham came out and on the first series, it's the 50-yard
Well,
line.
we got it. So it would have been
Right, but I love that he comes out and goes, "We're all in on this game. We are all in. We're going for it on 4th and 1." And that just set the tone for the whole game and for that whole team. Like I loved it.
I don't know. It was definitely close. And on
was close,
on
man.
the broadcast, I mean, they
close.
showed it a couple times, but yeah, they didn't even look at it, which is a little surprising, but
I thought it was very surprising.
they
Well, okay, just quickly. First downs 13-20 for the Utes.
Okay.
Total yards 221.
Okay, no, keep going.
So total yards was 221 for Oregon, 361 for Utah. Passing 147 for Oregon, 170 for Utah. Rushing 74 Oregon, 191 for Utah. The penalty situation, we had 10 for 89. They had 9 for 87.
So irrelevant.
And so whatever.
A
But
wash.
possession, we had 32 minutes. They had roughly 28 minutes. Those are the main stats.
You want to know what my biggest stat of the game was? Oregon did not convert a third down until there was 4 minutes left in the third quarter. That was
Wow.
their first third down conversion of the game, was with roughly 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
And at that point,
we were up 28 to
8.
0. Yeah.
Okay, so we had a discussion our last podcast, with the poll questions, and we had the debate about which position group or position must have a good game to win and all that stuff. We talked about the O-line and whatever. The interesting thing is this game, I don't think we were as clean as the first game a couple of weeks ago, but nevertheless, we still kicked their butts. I felt like the offensive line had a excellent game, but I got to admit that the defense
The defense
kicked the crap out of them.
The defense played better this game, even though they gave up 3 more points than they did at
That's
Rice
how I
Eccles.
felt. It
Which
was
is
the defense.
insane.
Both sides of
Was-
the ball. They both dominated the game.
Yeah, and the defense played lights out.
But like you said, they didn't convert a third down until almost
I
the
can't
end
believe that,
of
man.
the game.
I didn't notice that. I mean, I didn't.
Isn't that crazy?
that.
The defense was just, they could not do anything against us.
Starting this in the
We
second
wore 'em
half,
down.
they seemed to have some moments, but
Well, the biggest
immediately shut them down.
One of the biggest things about it was we had 2 picks in the first half that we were driving, and could have been major momentum shifts in that game had Oregon gone down and scored. Both times the defense came out, stopped them. One was a missed field goal. Which,
that poor dude.
That poor guy. He's so in his own head.
He's perfect on the entire season except playing Utah.
Except for playing Utah. He's 1 for 4 against the Utes.
Like, what is that?
It was on the other end of the field, so you could see the trajectory of the ball. The second it left his foot, I went, he missed.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could just see it go, shoo.
Terrible kick.
But that defense stepped up and made huge plays that kept the momentum in our favor.
Yeah.
So we rushed 191 yards. We didn't hit 200, but that's dang close, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I find it impressive because you could tell they knew what we were going to do.
They just couldn't stop it.
You know, at least it feels like it. I can't talk about specifics, you know, but it felt like they stopped us at the beginning of the game, our running game. We were throwing it and doing some other things. The tight ends were huge. I mean,
tight ends and Covey.
And Covey, but as the game kept going, we kept pounding it.
But I think about our first touchdown with Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
He walked in untouched, completely untouched.
I think both his touchdowns were essentially untouched.
Yeah, and then Pledger had a touchdown too, right? Where it was kind of, I mean, he just fought his way through. It's like
fell in.
They couldn't.
We just
like we said, they knew exactly what we were gonna do. It's what we did the first time we played them 2 weeks ago.
I mean,
they couldn't stop it. It was strange. It was not. I just don't feel it wasn't an Oregon team that we're used to seeing. Do you think? I mean,
well, no.
Yes and no, I guess.
No, but that's the thing is, I think we made them look
yeah, yeah, I agree.
weaker than they actually are because I think we're good.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're good. I think that their quarterback is terrible.
Well, you can get in his head.
He made
All of that. I
horrible
mean, they
decisions.
still lost 3 games all year, and 2 of them were to us. So as bad as their quarterback is or was, we forced him into some very, very dumb decisions.
We just beat them. They're a good team, and we just are the better team.
It's true. You got to give Utah the credit, and you said this to me, and you'll see it if you rewatch it. But it was like all the announcers, all they talked about was what's going on with Oregon.
Yes, I heard that.
Why are they not playing so well? They just don't look like they're coming to play.
Yeah, they were surprised.
And that did frustrate me. It's like, no, how about you talk about how good Utah is?
Yeah.
They're just good.
I had a buddy text me during the game, and he was like, this is driving me insane. I have to mute it because it's not about Utah is kicking the crap out of these guys. It's what's going on with Oregon. They're just out of sync.
They just didn't show up tonight.
They sort of said it, but it was their because they said, look, they got a chance to go to the Rose Bowl or win the Pac-12 and go to the Rose Bowl, and it appears as if they don't have the motivation to do it. I think they came out with it. I just think we crushed it out of them.
But when
wore
you're
'em
down,
down.
when you're down 23-0 at half again, essentially, back-to-back weeks.
28, wasn't it
The
28?
the first was
23.
But
this game, yeah.
it was almost a carbon copy of
What was with that play at the end of
their dum-dum.
that stupid play at the end? What was that guy do?
So first of all,
Why did he even go for it?
first of all, that's okay.
Oh, it was so insane.
Why we
End
had
of the
no
first-
timeouts.
We're talking about end of the first half.
We had no
Yeah.
timeouts. There was 18 seconds left on the clock. You would have thought
They're on the
Cristobal
20-yard line.
Just take a knee.
he had learned from the first time that if I run the ball, take a knee, we go into half down,
just
20 because
go
we
into
don't have 20
halftime,
points.
And we missed it.
We missed an extra point, but 20-0 and we regroup. Nope. He puts the ball in the hands of a guy who can't throw the ball.
Well, but,
Loses his mind.
But why did he not just run out of
He should have
bounds?
hucked that baby
Why
away
did
and then
Brown-
taken a knee.
Yeah.
He was so his angle was straight down I was right down the sideline. I could see what he was looking at, and I literally thought to myself, he's not gonna throw that.
Well,
Because it was literally our guy.
he was leaping out of bounds.
And he just put it right on our dude. It was just
Watch the replay.
Yeah, it's
I
And
see
you're
the
going,
replay.
okay.
What is he even looking
What
at?
did you not see that guy
It was amazing.
standing
It was
right there? I mean,
fantastic.
okay. But then, but the thing is, though, we hit a 50-yarder, dude.
yeah. What
Redding!
the heck?
I'll clap for you on that.
Okay, our special teams had a night.
They had a
actually.
night.
Like
Our punting-
the punting was great,
Yeah.
Best punting
It's a-
performance of the year.
Dude.
and the 50-yarder.
50-yarder, he drilled it.
When we've had issues with our kicking all year long.
You could tell it was a monkey off his back too when he hit it.
Yeah.
His celebration was worthy.
So, we end the half.
But see, this is what's so strange. It was complete deja vu to the game that we played 2 weeks ago.
Bizarreville.
It was copy paste.
Where we scored in like the last 10 seconds, 5 seconds of the first half.
We scored a touchdown with like 28 seconds left or something
I
like
know,
that.
it was so weird.
Just stupidity. It's stupidity. It's
great.
But it was amazing,
dumb.
right? It was. I remember looking at it, going, "It's like the same thing. It's 14-0. We're driving." By the way, Rising made some passes on that drive too. It was just so freaking fun.
It was. We dominated them. That's our word of the last 2 weeks. And it just
We need a button for that. Like,
it's a fact. We got to get a domination. We got to find one.
Gotta find that.
we do need that.
What more do you say?
Brent, let's get into the question
Pac-12 champs.
you asked.
Okay, so what is it? Play the game? What
Well,
did you ask?
So I just asked on Instagram your favorite moment
Oh, okay.
for
I like how
Friday night.
that's very open. I like it.
So we'll name some of these, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But okay, Parley Baldwin, Rising stiff arming Sewell. I mean, can you believe that?
So have you seen?
Did you see it? Were you able to see it in the game
it was
live?
he was running right at us.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw it, and of course they did the replay.
And it was on Sewell.
Sewell.
Who I'm going to say this, and Bird and I had this conversation during the game.
Bird.
I know Thibodeau is a great player.
Sewell's better.
He's not even the best player on his team.
No, Sewell's better.
Sewell is the best defensive player on that team. Period.
Didn't
How about Sewell come to Utah?
And it could.
I think it might be
The
coming.
wheels.
Everybody in listening, think about it.
Nephi tweeted a very cryptic tweet today, so
What did it
everyone's.
say?
It just said,
Oh, do it.
Cristobal
Is gone.
Is gone.
He's gone. It's
We
official.
just kicked the snot at him twice in a row.
"Come on, Noah, you want to
Come play with your brother.
And we're losing
We're losing Lloyd.
Lloyd
You replace Lloyd
as
with
a linebacker.
Noah Sewell.
The Sewell brothers at linebacker.
He,
Teaser.
he was unbelievable that game. But yeah, when Rising breaks through, stiff arms him, and
That was
he
impressive.
literally is in the Heisman
Heisman pose.
pose with Sewell's face mask.
Well, the thing is,
But I don't.
he does
That's
it.
strong,
He
man.
didn't stiff arm Sewell, but in the second half, he beats Sewell. Sewell bounces off
Twice.
of Rising.
Yeah. It was
What the
just
heck?
Yeah, and then you watch Sewell manhandle some guy that's 240 pounds and grab him, and throw him down like nothing. I mean, that's impressive.
Sewell had the pick. Like he's a baller. So I would be thrilled to see him in the red and white next year.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Okay.
Parley also said that his favorite moment was realizing that his ticket came with all you can eat and drink VIP.
What the freak?
Is that what he bought?
Dang.
How much did you
Jeez,
spend,
no
bud?
kidding, Parley.
Nice. Good choice.
Will Hamilton said his favorite moment was when Cristobal was being stupid and they threw the pick at the end of halftime. We scored the field goal.
Okay, that's, yeah.
And then, okay, Issa Color something said the sea of red walking to the stadium. We've talked
That's
about
nice.
that. Our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics, he said his favorites was Lloyd's pick six and Whittingham holding up the trophy. And then a bunch of others, of course, said Lloyd's pick six. That was the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
It happened so
lost
fast on TV.
my mind.
Oh my gosh, we just went insane.
so-
Place went
I got a story.
insane.
I got a story for you.
Oh my gosh.
So he picks it off, he runs, scores, the place erupts.
I bet.
And the stadium, the seats are kind of flimsy. And my cup is in the cup
yeah.
holder in front of me, and I'm losing it.
We're just, you're just
the whole
flailing everywhere.
And I turn and I hit the chairs out of excitement, and my entire cup just goes, whoosh. Coke everywhere. The two dudes in front of me, all over me. My nephew's looking at me like you're a moron, but I didn't even care. I was so
We
excited.
didn't care.
No one cared. That play.
That play was because they were driving.
They were driving. They had it was their first possession.
Wasn't that we had a pass interference, so then it gave them a first down?
Maybe,
I
but it was
think?
still on their side of the field, though.
Yeah, it was still on their side of the field.
That's true. But that play.
He read that thing. He
He baited him.
Yes.
That's
and
his
watching
fourth-
the
that was
replay.
bang, bang. He was in the end
Oh,
zone.
and he's gone. 4th pick of the year, 2nd pick six.
Yeah, that was sweet.
So that was sweet. And then I love the Whittingham with the trophy, the team with the trophy. That was a pretty amazing moment, I will say.
At the end of the game, the interview, not on the podium, but on the field with Whittingham, he got teary-eyed when he said about this season, and he talked about Aaron and Ty and everything, and he got a little bit emotional there. I thought that was, I mean, I don't know if classy's the word, but it just shows the real wit and the real team and the real feelings, and I thought it was really cool.
Here's the
Good
thing.
moment.
I mean,
great moment.
Whittingham is a very stoic, hard-nosed, like he does not show a lot of emotion, and we've talked about that before. And so to see him finally kind of show that, and I mean, we can't talk about winning the championship without talking about the fact that 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 2.5 months ago, this team was at a funeral for their teammate. I mean, they were burying their teammate. And that's after they'd already done that a year ago.
Yep.
And you think about that, like, and Aaron's mom was there at the game. She was the honorary captain. And every post-game interview, all they did was, this is for Ty and Aaron. This is for Ty and Aaron. And you can't not watch this team and just see the family and the love and the brotherhood that they all have together over losing their 2 best friends. And it's such a special season. I think the tragedy, the fact that they've been able to build off of that and win the Pac-12 after what we all sat here after that happened and said, look, if they don't win another game, we don't blame them. We don't blame them. If they don't even want to come out and play, we don't blame them.
Yeah, there was a period of time where it was like if they just called it a season, everyone would be okay with it. But they went the opposite direction and won the freaking conference. I guess one of my favorite moments of the game was when they're doing the captains, right? And the Oregon's captain was Mariota. He plays for the Raiders, so he lives there. So he was their honorary captain. And then the Utes come walking out, and it's Aaron Lowe's mom, and she and Covey were holding hands.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, it was so special. And she came out, and the Oregon players are giving her hugs and stuff. It was very, very cool. And then just to go out and
play the game, though. Play the game.
And we did
the play of the game.
The pick six.
Well, I was gonna say we did the moment of loudness also.
Okay, yeah, I knew they didn't. You did that.
Yeah, it's really special when you do it in Rice Eccles. There was something really cool about doing it there.
It was, yeah.
And all the Oregon fans were doing it as well. So it was that moment of this is bigger than football. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It has to be Lloyd's pick six. I mean, that one stands out so much. Covey had an amazing game. That dude has gotten better and better.
Balls are this big,
and
too, by
better.
the way. When he catches
How do you know that?
don't worry about it. Because I'll tell you how.
What?
His balls. Because here's how I know. Because he's getting a punt and he catches it and there's a dude
dang.
3 feet from him.
I know, but he
got
have to be
lit
smart
up.
sometimes and just get down, man.
No, I'll tell you my play of the game. The Lloyd was awesome. For me, it was the touchdown pass to Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, it was nice.
Because at that point, that was kind of when I went,
Sealed the deal.
We're winning this game.
A little bit, yeah.
We're in complete control. We're winning this game. That's kind of the moment that I could breathe just a little bit.
That's when we started looking at flights to
Yeah,
LA and realizing
Jesse's showing me pictures of flights and going, dude, let me just enjoy this.
realizing that they're
That sounds like Jesse.
13.
And
No,
then I
was
looked
like,
at
we
it.
gotta look, and they're like $1,300.
And then I was like, I'm
apiece.
driving anyway, so it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what the flight.
But it was like that's when you started going, holy crap, we're gonna win this thing. We're going to the Rose Bowl because they weren't coming back. The way they were playing, the way we were playing, they weren't coming back.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, obviously the Lloyd thing. I'm not sure if I have one play that stands out, but we've actually touched upon the ones I was thinking about beyond the Lloyd touchdown. But it was the Cam's runs. He made some nice throws, but his Cam runs. And when he did stiff arm Sewell, the thing about Cam Rising, he made some huge runs at the needed time in the game. It's like third down, and he made some runs and got us first downs.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
That's what he does.
And that's when he stiff armed Sewell. And I just thought, man, that's our quarterback stiff arming this dude. That was just representative to me of the will of Utah.
Here's a little insider info as well, is that supposedly Rising is still not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So we
heard that
still
too.
have not seen
What do you mean?
His shoulder.
with his shoulder.
Who?
Don't worry about how we know things.
I'm not going to reveal my sources here. I'll tell you offline. But he's about 60-ish%.
What do you mean?
This is what I'm saying. I have an inside source. So for next year, but if you heard him say at the end of the game, I think it was when he was talking to Yogi Roth, and he said, a year ago, I was on an operating table.
Yeah, did you hear that? He said, he's like, I've been thinking about this. A year ago and a day, I was sitting on an operating table having surgery on my shoulder. And he goes, and now we're winning the Pac-12. And he's the leader. He's the guy.
He's so happy. I just love his joyful energy. And
I do too. California freaking dude from Texas that just crushes your will when you're on the other team.
Somebody did say on Instagram, hold on, let me
All
pull
right.
them
Anything
up.
else there we want to talk about?
That their favorite moment, the Instagram handle is don't want dis smoke,
Love it. It's a good one.
was when they played Bad Moon Rising
Yeah,
during the
end of
trophy
game,
ceremony.
They did.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was good. Okay.
That's sweet. Well, Pac-12 champs, and we're going to the granddaddy of them all,
That one has thorns on it.
the Rose Bowl.
They all have thorns
No,
on
that
it.
is
They're
so-
roses.
That is so sweet.
Where's my rose? You picked my rose up?
No.
This is what you shoot for. This is what you strive for. This is what
There we go.
you
There's my rose.
play for.
Okay, I'll ask.
Rose
So let
Bowl.
me ask this question here before we talk about the Rose Bowl, or your impressions of it. And maybe there's no right or wrong on this. It's just I'm interested in knowing.
Inhale that rose smell.
Is it more important to you that we won the Pac-12 or that we're going to the Rose Bowl?
Okay, good question.
For
For me,
because those are two different things. The Rose
Yes.
Bowl has nothing to do with the Pac-12 championship.
so
Yeah.
if you here, I'll phrase it this way: if it was, we've had opportunities to go to the Rose Bowl with certain wins without winning the Pac-12. There was 2 years ago. If Oregon doesn't lose to ANSU, then they go to the playoff and we go to the Rose Bowl without winning the conference. That would have been a little hollow in a lot of ways. I mean, it's still the Rose Bowl. Winning the conference is bigger to me than going to the Rose Bowl. I'm ecstatic. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
But given one of the two, I want the conference.
I agree. I mean, I think, obviously you have to have that accomplishment to go to the Rose Bowl, except like you said, sometimes not necessarily.
Get yourself.
Don't draw blood or something. Jeez. He pricked himself.
No.
Anyways,
Test my glucose now.
winning the Pac-12 is the accomplishment. The Rose Bowl is just the icing on top.
Especially to beat Oregon
I'm bleeding.
twice by 70 to 17 in 2 games, something like that.
Oh, well, and let's talk
More than
about
that, actually.
Let's talk about this. So
76.
Where did
to
it go?
What did you
17.
say? Did you give us an answer, or did you just
I
bypass
said
it?
no. I said the championship because that's the accomplishment, and then the Rose Bowl is just
It is a hard. It's
It's
a
the
hard
cherry on
question.
top.
We should put that out as a poll question for everybody. But for me, I think the championship of the Pac-12. I mean, that's
Because-
fantastic. So I
that's-
think it's a little bit
Look, I'll just say this.
more significant. But hey, man,
Arizona has been in the Pac-10 since 1993. Okay? So, what is that, 30 years,
they've never
essentially?
gone.
They've never done this. They've never done this, and they've been in it for 30 years. We did it in 10.
The Pac-12 winning the championship. You've gone through the gauntlet. You've gone through
the ups and downs.
these other you have to get through all these other teams to get there. That's the major goal.
Yeah.
And then the Rose Bowl is just like, it's a treat. I
So,
mean, it's
okay,
awesome.
I mean, yeah, you win the league that you're in. You're the champions. That's what you play for, is to be the champions. Now, I like that, the cherry on top. But it ain't just any cherry, baby.
No, it's the granddaddy of them all.
Okay, this is what I was going to say. Is it came out today that our championship game was the second most viewed Pac-12 title game in the last 5 years. We had 4.2 million viewers on ABC. And then how many did we have 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, when we played them at home, we had 5 point something. So in the last 2 games that we played Oregon, both on ABC, 9 point something million views.
People know who Utah is now, baby.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a little worried that people know who our coaching staff is now, too. Please don't leave. Morgan, please don't leave.
Okay, let's.
He's not leaving.
That'll be discussion for a different
Yeah, that's
show.
for a future date. So the New Year's 6 bowl games. These are the big ones. The big ones.
Yeah.
So, of course, Utah plays Ohio State, and in the future, before that game, we'll have some comments. We're not going to talk about that, break that down.
We'll break that down later. In fact, we've had conversations with a certain Yogi Roth who's going to join our podcast in a couple of weeks. So
Sweet.
He'll break it down better than we
We'll
can.
talk about it,
That's
but
not
He's an
what
expert.
we do.
That is,
He's a handsome bastard, by the way.
Yes, he is. James, you got to beep that out. So inappropriate.
Hey,
He is, actually.
that's Saturday, January 1st at
2
in the
o'clock.
afternoon. It's like
2
2 or
o'clock.
3 or
I think
something.
it's 2 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, so 3.
Man, it's prime time.
Pasadena.
So you've got the Peach Bowl.
Who's playing in that?
You got Michigan State against Pitt.
Eh.
Got the Cotton Bowl. This is one of the Final 4. That's the Alabama-Cincinnati game.
Go
Stupid
Bearcats.
Alabama freaking losers.
The Orange Bowl is the other of the Final 4. It's Michigan and Georgia.
Freaking Georgia.
go
Biggest
blue.
losers.
Those two are on the Friday night or Friday
Oh, okay.
because the championship game's a week after.
Yeah.
The Fiesta Bowl is Notre Dame and Oklahoma State, which is January
Did you
1.
see the end of the Oklahoma State game, by the way?
That much? Or
An inch. An inch.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Dives for the pylon and an inch.
I know, but they had 4 downs from what, the 5?
They had 4 downs from the 2 and couldn't get in.
Stupid. And then you've got
Bunch of losers.
the Sugar Bowl, Ole Miss and Baylor, and
That'll be a good one.
January
Go
1st.
Baylor.
Those are the big ones.
Excuse me, but
And there we are.
how many of those have we played in?
Well, this will be 3 of the 6.
It'll be 3 of the 6. That's half. That's insane.
Think about it. This is as big.
That is insane.
The Fiesta Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, no,
The Rose Bowl.
Utah fans.
And I saw this on Twitter, and I've talked to you about this. You've been around since the
Forever.
70s, 80s,
Oh, you're really
90s.
old.
When
And you sit
Brigham
there-
Young built Utah,
You sit there and you think to yourself, well, Utah wins 6 games this year, and now we're at the stage of Utah's going to the freaking Rose Bowl versus the Ohio State University. Did you ever think we'd reach this point?
well,
It's pretty awesome. I did. I knew it was going to happen at some point. You know, we haven't talked about this. We both, when we were in Vegas, it was strange. I was strangely calm on Friday.
I was so calm on Friday
And
until
even-
about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, when we got in the stadium, then my stomach started freaking out. But like leading up to it, it was just like I felt very confident about it.
I did too.
But then it was starting to mess with my head. Like, well, should I feel confident about it? I just felt this was our year.
okay. Well, this is so when I put, I agree with you. I think I feel the same way. When I posted today the New Year's 6 teams, the brackets and all that, I made the comment. I go, honestly, no surprise to me that we should be here. I don't find like we're an outsider. I feel like the way we've been playing,
No, it's not that this
And where we're
list,
at-
and then Utah.
we should be here.
Why is Utah in this? No. Based off how we're playing, we
Yeah,
absolutely
we should be here.
belong. Yeah.
Woo!
Okay.
Smell the roses. We're gonna pierce your tongue
No,
or
look.
something like
I took
that.
I took all the thorns off.
There's gonna be a small one or something that's gonna prick you.
No, I think I'm good.
Here's some of the the
Wendy's
college
Towers.
football playoff final rankings. Just give me your impression when you hear them. You probably saw some of the games or whatever, but you had Alabama number 1. That's gross. I mean, I don't think
So sick of it.
So freaking gross.
everybody's so. I mean, come on,
But hey, good for them.
it's sick. Michigan number 2.
Yeah, that's well earned.
I mean, good for them. Georgia number 3.
Georgia. I have said this on
Georgia.
on this podcast before. This is atypical Georgia. Every single year, it's, man, Georgia looks good, their defense.
Yeah.
Georgia looks good, their defense. They get the SEC championship game.
We got creamed.
You should not be able to play in the playoff if you did not win your conference.
Preach. Especially when you get blown out like they did.
Cincinnati at 4.
Love it. Give them a shot. They're really good.
13-0. The thing is, you have to admire though both, or the top 3 only lost a game each of them. Pretty good, and they play good teams too.
Yeah.
So, Notre Dame 11-1. They're at 5. Ohio State, they're at 6.
They've also only lost 1.
10-2. They lost to Oregon.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Michigan.
And Michigan. I forgot about Michigan.
Oklahoma State at 9. Michigan State at 10. And lo and behold,
Who's at 11?
who's at 11?
It's Utah.
Hey, Cougar Board.
He has been waiting.
He's been waiting
to
for
say that.
3 months.
No.
Well,
hey,
for-
Zoobs that follow us and like to mock us.
Weirdly follow us.
Zuby Board.
Weird.
Utah's at 11, it looks like to me on this.
So
I'm
at
looking
the last official
the last
poll
official poll
of the
college football.
regular season college football year of
Utah's
our Lord
11.
2021.
Is 11th in the country.
Okay.
Pittsburgh
Interesting.
at 12.
Okay. And then who?
And then the Zoobs are at 13.
Interesting.
Oh, darn it.
Interesting.
Oregon at 14. Iowa, Oklahoma, Wake Forest, and
And so on and so
and
forth.
so on and so forth. So we jumped 6 spots. That's pretty,
Rightfully so.
That's
Yeah.
pretty big.
Anyone who watched the last month of Utah football
Yeah.
knows that this is not a fluke. This is real.
You know,
It's really fun playing meaningful football in November and December, wouldn't you say?
Let it out.
yeah, we're going to let it out a little,
Let it
just
out.
a little bit here. We've been mocked and so forth, but to all the Zoobs out there, have fun in your Independence Bowl playing
UAB. What is it?
Woo!
I don't
Hey,
know.
it's the University of Alabama.
Yeah, you get University of
I've
Alabama
been asking
at
for
Birmingham.
this.
but
Birmingham. But just ignore the beat.
enjoy that.
Have fun playing a, what are they, 6-6 something nobody's heard of team.
Well done. So we'll go to our little Rose Bowl.
yeah, you beat us, but what does that smell?
But
Here, if you need to borrow
it's
something
the whole season
to
that
wipe your
matters.
tears, you can just use this rose to wipe your tears.
Here. I know it's really hard for you, Zoobs.
Yep.
Particularly Cougar Board.
You know, they keep talking about a game in September. I'm really more worried about the game that happened in December.
Well, and I think the committee is a little more worried about what happens in November than they are in September.
Yep.
I know that I have read a few posts on
my
Cougar
gosh.
Board, and I'm just saying there's some weird stuff going on over
Seek
there.
help. And
Seek help. Out of the kindness and love I have for Zoobs on Cougar Board, seek psychiatric help immediately.
Well, I'm not joking here. I've seen some comments that it's like, you should talk to somebody about this because it is.
Just come to realization that Utah is the premier football team in the state, and it just shows again.
Even when you beat us,
You
you
can't
still
beat
can't
us.
beat us.
Look,
And how I have proof of it is right here. in my
Right
left
here,
hand.
and we got a trophy. Oh, enjoy your stupid little shirts because
which the trophy is at the football center.
Why
Ooh,
are we
let's go.
here?
Let's go.
You can see it through the window. One of the players tweeted it today.
Okay.
We got to drive over there. We should drive over there and see
Tonight.
it.
I'm going over there tonight.
Here's what I will say.
Say it.
Poor little
Preach to us.
Poor little Zoobies. Look,
Oh, Bryn's getting in on it.
Woo, Bryn.
I do look. Okay, they've had a great season.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have.
So
Not bad.
to have a great season and still
Be little brother.
be in the Independence Bowl against UAB, I get it. That would suck. But that's part of the conference. And you know what? All the crap that you guys have been saying about us for the last week in your Pac-12 championships, because you won 5 Pac-12 games. Who's the real champions?
Yeah, show us the trophy.
You got shirts and banners.
Yeah,
We
they
got
have
a
shirts
giant
that they
piece
made.
of metal over at the facility.
See, that's only Zoobs and Zoobies on Cougar Board get off on a shirt that says they're the Pac-12 champ. It's a joke. It's just among themselves because everybody else throughout the nation. If you just listen to the analysts and their analysis and look at the other polls, the big polls, not some cheap dumb ones, Utah jumped them.
In any conference, if you win 5 games, you're not the champion. So sorry, Zoobs. Just because you won 5 games, we are the champions.
Yeah,
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I love it.
And I'm okay. Get some mental help. If you're comparing you not getting in a New Year's Six bowl against martyrdom and jailing
And
of
the plight
of the prophet,
Joseph Smith.
That's
pretty sick.
strange
I'm
shiz
sorry to tell
going
you.
on
Which
over
I saw
there.
as an actual post.
Yeah, it is.
Seriously, go
It
see
is.
somebody.
someone I read was boycotting
It was bigotry, is what they said.
because of bigotry against
I'm sure that's-
against the Zoobs.
You know, for the last 10 years, I've been told that independence is the greatest thing in the world. This is a result
Exactly.
of independence.
Exactly. It
You
sucks.
got screwed because, well, you didn't get screwed. You didn't get to play the big boy game
get what they get.
because you're in a little boy nothingness, not a conference. And some of us are driving to Pasadena,
And we got this massive
and I
Pac-12
got a big old rose in front of
right
me.
here.
And we are the champions.
So cheers to you.
Here's to you, Zuby and Cougar Board.
All right.
We'll be thinking of you in your little old bowl game.
I'll watch the bowl game. I'm
When
sure
do-
you'll
when do
win
they
by
even plan?
65,
Even
Enjoy that win.
and
I
you'll
mean,
have a little trophy, and that sounds cool. But that's even before Christmas, so you'll have a whole lot of free time.
I'll just one last
One last thing, and then we'll move on.
Then we got to move out of this. It's just.
I could go on for hours.
I know. I mean, we could, but did you really think you were good enough to be in the
Yes, they do.
they
final
did.
6 teams?
Yeah, they did.
See, that's
Gary,
delusional.
we've
There is
talked
not
about-
a chance. Not a chance.
No.
Hey,
They live in La La Land. Not. It is
and
delicious.
ironic,
as everybody else knew, they wouldn't.
Pasadena's in La La
Everybody
Land.
else knew they wouldn't. Yet it just
deserve to be in the top 12.
come into reality.
Yeah.
Just accept your place
I'll send you roses. Send me your
as the
address.
baby brother. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is.
Sorry.
Okay,
All right.
let's go with the Jackassery Award.
Oh, okay.
Give us the Jackass.
Well,
Got
did-
anything else?
I've got a mini Jackass award.
Okay, you give that one.
I'll give the mini,
Mini
one.
Jack.
So here's my mini Jack. So Pro Football Focus is a website that is all analytically based, right? It's all about stats and analysts and this guy does this and this guy does this, not based off of the eye test, but based off of the physical, tangible stats that they do.
Mm-hmm.
They gave, what's his face for Oregon, number 5, what's his freaking name? Thibodeau, the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, yeah.
They gave him the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, which he's a phenomenal player. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about
I
it.
get it. Yeah.
But based off of their own metrics and based off their own analysts, Devin Lloyd statistically is higher. So they went, this guy's statistically higher, but we're going to give it to this guy because for whatever reason.
Now, that was prior to the championship.
Prior to the championship game, but still, based off of the regular season, Lloyd was ranked higher, and they still gave it to Thibodeau.
Remember how I have a picture with Devin Lloyd?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember,
I remember
that.
He's the MVP,
Jesse.
NFL, first rounder.
Raiders. Go to the Raiders.
Oh my gosh, please.
All right, give us
Okay, now give us the big Jack.
big Jackass.
Big Jack. Well, this is just something that we observed at the game. It was the end of the game. We, of course, left our seats and tried to get as far down as we could so that we could be a part of the celebration. So we were,
Like many did.
yeah, we
Sure.
were down at the front, and
Should do it.
we happened to be right by the stairs that led down to the field. So when the game ended and everyone's out on the field celebrating, they're setting up for the trophy presentation, and the people with the field passes started going down the stairs to get on the field. It's family members of the coaches and the players. And a couple big dudes started going down the stairs.
Big.
Now, it didn't look like they had the proper stickers or pass or whatever. So the security at the bottom of the stairs would not let these big men through. So it started a scuffle. And then the security started like pushing everybody back up the stairs. And there was a ton of people trying to get down. So anyways, so then they kind of just blocked it. Like no one else could go down. Well, then the coaches and the players all start coming over to try and find their families. Even Morgan Scally had to come to the bottom of the stairs. He had to walk up the stairs to find his wife so his wife could make it on the field. You know, she gave him a huge hug, everything. All the players kept coming over and going,
That's my dad.
That's my mom. Can't she come down? No, she doesn't have the proper pass. Like,
That's Jackassery.
it was
But then it gets
horrible
worse
to
than
watch.
that. So then certain players, Nick Ford being one of them, they wouldn't let his family down. So he said, screw it. I'll go up to my family. They wouldn't let the players leave and go up to their family.
Some of them did, though.
Some of them just said, screw you. I'm going up.
So the Jackass Award goes to Allegiant Stadium security because you know what? At that point, all of Oregon had left the field. Everyone was gone. If a player was saying, that's my mom, let her on the freaking field. It wasn't a bunch of dumb A fans trying to get on the field.
I thought about jumping onto the field, but it was not Rice Eccles. It was a solid 10-foot drop, and I don't think my ankle could handle
So
it.
they
at
get
this
the
age.
Jackass because let the families down to celebrate with
Absolutely.
their brothers, with their child. I mean, this is a huge accomplishment. That was very disappointing to me, but
That's the Jackass. Okay, well,
see
last-
you in Pasadena.
Well, we'll have another
Pack
episode.
12 champs. Yeah, we'll have a couple, one or two maybe.
Hey, buy the tickets. I've seen quite a few Utah fans buying the Ohio State tickets already. You seen that?
Well, because they're open to the public.
They're open.
They're not doing it the way that Utah's doing
So
it.
all the Utah tickets will be bought by Utah fans, and then the Ohio State side will have a bunch of Utah fans.
I
in
also
it.
did hear Tuesday morning, so this might come out after, but I heard the Rose Bowl is also going to release more.
Okay.
So keep your eye out. And if you're thinking about it,
Go.
just do
Go.
it.
We went, I'll just tell you this, for the Sugar Bowl, we went back and forth on this. It's expensive, I get it, but it was like, finally we just said, screw it, let's go. Never once have I regretted.
Yeah, because we won it.
Even still,
I know,
but the experience
gotta go
of
to
going
these.
to this, you have to.
Big
Look,
time.
you can't take money to heaven with you. You can only take your memories. So
No, thanks for
Taking
that
this rose with me.
philosophy. Appreciate it. Well,
Take money to heaven.
you can't.
It's true.
Utah, Pac-12
Pac-12
champs,
Oh, it sounds
and going to the granddaddy of them all,
sweet.
the Rose Bowl. We're going to the Rose Bowl, and we're playing Ohio State, and we're going to take them out too.
We are going to
Cheers.
take them out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Utah, it's a good day to be a Ute, is it not?
Cheers. With your rose.
ding your- Yoo-hoo, we're I love it.
I want to stand up. Oh, it's so surreal.
Oh, yes. Victory.
I love
It's so
winning.
sweet. The thrill of victory.
And watching the agony of defeat.
Oh,
Utes!